Hello my friends, and welcome to our next camping adventure. Cheers to you folks. Ah, that is the spot. It's nice hot coffee. Oh, because it is brutally cold out today. But I think we'll do just fine. So my friends, I want to tell you how much I appreciate y'all coming along on my little camping adventures. I truly do. And we've got something new that we're going to be trying out this evening. And well, I guess we'll all find out together if it works. So that being said, my friends, get red fired up. Y'all buckle up. Grab your beverage of choice. And a day like today, I hope it's warm. You folks take care, and I'll see you when we get there. Let's go. Well, my friends, it looks like we've got a campground all to ourselves today. That's pretty nice. But I wanted to show you just across the way from our spot here. You notice the picnic tables are all covered with snow and the parking area. So I'm pretty pleased because let's whip around here. Looks like they've already cleaned off or at least wiped down the picnic tables for us. They've, well, probably used a snowplow of some sort, cleaned off the pad here. And I noticed something back here. I was really surprised. Happily surprised. But it looks like they actually cleaned out the fire pit for us too. Holy catfish, that is pretty nice. And we got a nice view, and my friends, it is cold. Holy catfish. So I'm going to bundle up, and then we're going to get this fire going. Appreciate y'all coming along. Y'all take care, and well, we'll catch up when we're getting some heat going. We're all bundled up. All right, my friends, let's get this fire going. My goodness. And they cleaned out the fire pit for us, but it's still damp in the bottom. But we're going to do the best we can. There we go. My gosh, I don't leave these gloves off too long. Oh, we'll talk about that more in a bit. There we go. It is peaceful out here, my friends. Sticking to my finger. Oh, good. There we go. Oh. Oh my goodness. It's going. All right, my friends, I'm going to tend to this and get some power over to red and get that heater fired up back there. Holy cow. We'll catch up directly. Get some coffee, my friends. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that feels nice. Cheers to you, my friends. Oh, my goodness. Well, as I've mentioned more than once, it's a pretty cold day. I mean, our temperatures for today are in the lower 20s, which does not account for the wind chill factor. So it's in the lower teens. Oh my gosh. And tonight we're supposed to have a record low temperature. Holy catfish. This is early December. And I think our last winter camping season, I don't think we even really saw snow until January. And here it is, the first part of December. So it's been a crazy winter so far. And winter is here. There's no way around that. Oh my gosh. But these temperatures have definitely thrown off my game plan. Especially for dinner. Now tonight for dinner, we're going to have just a miniature lasagna. I just call it that. Just, yeah, enough for one person. But the surprise is we're going to be making that in the back of red tonight. So today, my friends, will be the first time we officially cook in the back of red. Oh my gosh. Because, it was about a month or so ago, they were talking about how we're going to have a pretty bad winter this year. So I'm thinking, fortunately, I was thinking ahead. So I put something together, and I'll get into all the details of that later. Right now, I'm going to enjoy some of this campfire. Oh. But needless to say, about a month and a half or so ago, I started investigating something that we could do on days like this. And fortunately, I'm somewhat prepared. We're going to see how it goes together, my friends, because like I said, this is the first time I've ever attempted anything like this in the back of red. So it's going to be a question of what goes where and organization. So we are going to learn together. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that thing is quieting down already. Holy catfish. Well, my friends, I'm going to tend to this fire, and I'm going to enjoy some coffee here and just relax out here. Oh my gosh, the scenery is pretty. I mean, outside the cold temperatures, I'm bundled up pretty good. I got my winter boots on and some really thick wool socks, thermal underwear, tops and bottoms, and a couple extra shirts and this is one of those Sherpa lined jackets. So right now, I don't feel cold per se. My fingers do, but I've got something for that too. These gloves can go to, if I can get my fingers to work, they're a little cold, mitten mode. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna mitten up and then just, enjoy this campfire for a while until it gets dark. And then we'll move up into red. Oh my gosh. I'll be honest, I'm a little nervous. I'm not sure how this is going to work out. So, like I said, we'll find out together, my friends. So, here's to you. Well, that's kind of hard to do with mittens on. Here's to you, my friends. Y'all take care, and, hopefully by the time our night gets here, red should be nice and toasty warm back there. So, that's going to be a benefit, that's for sure. So, I run on, my friends. Appreciate y'all coming along. Y'all take care, and we'll catch up when it's time to cook dinner. Doesn't look like much, but that joker's putting out some pretty good heat. Second cup. All right, my friends, well, we're up inside Red, and we're learning a lot as far as how this is even going to film, lighting, audio, whole 9 yards. This is all new territory. But let me show you what I put together. Now, I'd been looking around for a table or something I could set up in the back of Red. Scoured the interwebs, couldn't find anything the right size, or it was too tall, this, that, and the other. So what I did was I have a small camping table that I modified. So let's break this joker out. This is the only second time I've set this up in here. First, just to see if it fit. And what I did was down here is I built a little tiny platform to help level this out. But what I did was, if you can see, I installed drawer sliders on each side of this table, so I can just do that. And I got a little piece of Velcro over here that I can attach to keep it from sliding back out. And we have a table. And these drawer sliders I got, they're 16-inch sliders, and they're supposed to hold up to 100 pounds. So here we go. All right, my friends. Now, what I brought was, well, I've got my cooler back here already, and I've got the little toaster oven down here. So, and I've got the heater turned off just for audio purposes. So give me a minute, and we'll get the stove set up, and we'll see about cooking. And we'll see how this whole thing works out, my friends. All right, my friends, it took me a minute. I thought I had Red pretty level, but not so much back here. But we got it worked out. Now, I'm using just little wood shims underneath there, and I tested this at home in the kitchen. I fired it up and ran it and put my hand underneath it, so it doesn't get hot below it. On top's a different story. But what I did was I went ahead and browned up a pound of 80/20 hamburger at home and brought that, because I didn't want to try to do that in the back of the truck, because grease goes everywhere. Holy cow. So we do need to warm this up a little bit, and there's nothing look at that. Like I said, it's just 80/20 I browned up with some salt and pepper. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to toss this joker in here for probably about 3 or 4 minutes. All right, I don't know what happened there, but all of a sudden the camera decided to stop recording. So we've got our 80/20 in here. We're just going to warm it up for about 5 or 10 minutes, pull it out, and then we'll assemble everything. So, well, let's see how it goes, my friend. So far, I mean, I'm definitely working on a learning curve here as to where to put everything. Oh, and this right here is my little container that I keep all my silverware and stuff in. So, all right, we'll be back. All right, my friends, our hamburger's all warmed up, so we're just going to dump it in this bowl here. Get back in there. Set you up there for right now. And this is just a very straightforward, minimal ingredient lasagna, because wasn't sure what we're going to be working with back here. So I just have some chunky pasta sauce, mushroom, and onion. So we're going to put some of that in there. It's about like a typical lasagna. Let's see if we need to add any more. Let me get this mixed up. That sauce is pretty cold. It should cool it down pretty quick. Well, one thing I do know, it's hard to see inside this bowl. I think it looks pretty good. We'll find out. Now our pan, when this is cooled down pretty good. But I'm going to put a little bit extra sauce on the bottom. There we go. And up a spoon. Now we're going to layer it up. And pardon the angles here. Get a little layer of meat on the bottom. I need an overhead light. I'm learning things. Looks pretty good, best I can see. And let's see. And what I brought are the oven-ready lasagna sheets. And they fit in this thing pretty well. That in there. Get another layer of stuff on there. Oh, we can use a little more. That looks pretty good. Huh. Now our mozzarella cheese. I do not go shy with the cheese. There we go. Now I've got the stove turned off right now. This thing heats up pretty quick. All right, my friends, I'm going to put another one of these on there. I knew I was forgetting something. If I can get it out of the box. There we go. And we're going to put another layer on here, and then we're going to give it in the oven, and we're going to set it about 350, and it should take about, hopefully about 20 minutes. With these little pasta sheets, usually how I test it is I'll just poke it with a fork just to see how well it gives. All right, my friends. Well, I'm going to finish putting this together and get it in the oven. Oh, pardon me. I'm going to finish putting this together. Boy, I'm tongue-tied. And we'll get it cooking. Oh my goodness. All right, my friends. Well, I just took the lasagna out and I threw a couple of, I'm going to change this setting here to toast. I threw a couple of pieces of garlic bread in there. So here about 3 or 4 minutes, we'll see how this came out. Oh, appreciate it. And this took longer to cook than I thought it would. I think because the sauce I used, I had it in the cooler and it was pretty cold. So this took like, said about 20, 25 minutes. It took closer to 35, but I think we're done. Oh my goodness. Yep. Oh, and get a timer going on this bread. Try not to mess this bread up. Oh. All right, my friends, we've got everything out now. Hopefully this has stayed pretty warm. Oh, yeah, I'd say it is. There we go. And I apologize for the angles. I'm on a learning curve here on how to film this. So let's see if we can get into this without, let's see, give me a paper towel. Oh my goodness, look at that. I'd say it's done. Let's see. Well, let that cool for a second. Holy catfish. Oh, it smells fantastic. And I brought a little miniature salad to go with it. Let's see. Our bread's about cool. It's cooled down. I mean, I've got the heater off. It's been off for, well, a good little bit. But we got pretty warm in here, and the oven's kind of warm. But I can tell the temperatures are dropping in here. But not uncomfortable. But I can tell it's a little cooler from when I first turned the fan off. Oh, my goodness. Let's see. Well, I know that's going to be pretty warm. And yes, I think I need to come up with some sort of little overhead light up here. But this is a learning experience. Let's see how it did. Well, my friends, for just a very simple little lasagna, pretty much, well, 4 ingredients, I guess. Pasta sheets, meat, sauce, and cheese. Came out pretty good. Boom. Keep that warm. Yep, that is pretty tasty. I just got a little bit of Thousand Island dressing on here. It's cold. Well, my friends, I think I've learned a few things as far as organization and everything, but this was effective. I'll give it that. There's definitely some tweaking that's going to be involved, which I'm just have to figure out. But my friends, appreciate y'all hanging in there and celebrating our first official cook inside a red. Holy catfish. I was pretty excited about it, very hopeful, and it looks like everything came out all right. So, but primarily my reason for doing this tonight was because the temperature's outside. This is a plan B meal. What I had originally planned on cooking, we needed to be cooked outside, and with the ambient temperatures out there, it just wasn't going to happen. So, well, here we are. Anyway, my friends, appreciate y'all hanging in there. Y'all take care, and, well, we'll catch up after dinner. I'm starving. Pretty good. Cheers to you, my friends. I've got a nice full belly, so I am not complaining. Holy catfish. Well, for our first time cooking in the back of red, I think dinner-wise was successful. Did learn a few things along the way. And I'll probably learn more, too, when I get into the editing to see camera position, lighting, audio, and all that stuff. So that's just some stuff for me to figure out. But this little joker worked out pretty good, I think. I put it together because there's just so much scuttlebutt out there and how bad winter was going to be. And I'm like, man, there's going to be days where I'm not going to be able to cook outside, which I prefer to do. And lo and behold, here's one of them. Because what I had planned to cook tonight definitely was not lasagna. But cooking it outdoors would have been an extreme uphill battle if it even was successful. So, but when I do get a chance to cook that, I'll mention that. Hey, remember when we cooked in red for the first time? Well, this is what I was gonna make. No spoilers, my friends. Oh my gosh. But right now, I'm gonna turn the heater back on. The temperatures are dropping pretty fast, and tomorrow morning, so pardon the noise, it's supposed to get down to about 0 tonight. And our morning temperature tomorrow is, I think they're calling for about 8. So we'll see how it goes. But we're going to be perfectly fine back here. I'm loving my new heater. Well, my friends, I just want to tell you how much I appreciate y'all coming along on this, well, experimental adventure. So everybody out there, y'all take care, and I'll see you in the morning. It is definitely cold, my friends. Whew. Need some hot coffee. Good morning, campers. Cheers to you, my friends. Well, I made short work of that cup of coffee this morning. It's chilly out here. Oh my gosh. I'm not sure what the temperature is, but they said our sunrise temperature was supposed to be about like 8 degrees this morning. I don't think it's quite that cold, but it's definitely cold. Oh my goodness. And my second cup of coffee I'm going to have on the road. I saved my styrofoam cup from yesterday from the gas station, so I'll fill it up, well, as much as I can get in it, and enjoy that on the way home. Because just with the ambient temperatures out here, my tailbone's getting cold sitting in this chair. Oh my goodness. Yesterday was pretty good. I mean, we got to enjoy some time by the campfire. Oh my gosh, that was nice. And just enjoy some of the scenery and some peace and quiet out here. And it was unfortunate I didn't get to cook what I want to. Like I said before, I prefer to cook outdoors, but it just really wasn't going to work out with our temperatures yesterday. So we got to try out my little expanding table in the back of Red. That's the first time we've ever cooked back there. But and I'd say it was pretty successful in all. And it's kind of nice now to have a plan B when it comes to cooking dinner. Never really had one up until now, so I kind of like that idea. Don't know how often I'll use it, but it's nice to know we have it. What's that old saying? It's better to have and not need than need and not have. Well, my friends, here shortly, in about two or three more sips here, I'm gonna get packed up and head back to the city, unfortunately. But in all, I think this is a pretty good camping trip. So everybody out there, I just want to tell you how much I appreciate y'all coming along on my little camping adventures. I truly do. Cold one or not, this was still pretty nice to get out and relax for a while. So my friends, here's to you. Y'all take care, and as always, I'll see you soon.